But now I'll rise above you.
Oh, right. So, guys, about the new war, okay? So the new war is going to be released December 15th as the last dev stream. I think it was dev stream 150. Was it 159 now? Anyways, last dev stream revealed. December 15th is going to be the release date of the new war. All right, cool. Now we got a super cool cinematic trailer teaser kind of thing going on. And it was really nice, and it was really, really dope. And let me say this first things first, okay? It was really awesome. It was very nice to look at. It was well written. It was action-packed, and it was just really cool. And it does a really good job at getting people excited, aka hyped, for the new war. Okay? That being said, if that's all you want to hear, then now it is time to click off, because now comes the more honest, in-depth part. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm a grown-ass man. I am not easily impressed. That doesn't mean that I can't get excited. It's gonna take something of actual substance rather than just something with flashy lights and really fancy CGI, okay? So, it was really cool and it was really nice, but what does that trailer really mean? To me, that trailer doesn't really mean anything. It does not mean that the new war is actually going to be good or fun or great or change the game or anything. The only thing that that trailer means is that it is fancy to look at. Let's go back to another trailer that had the exact same style. The introduction to the game. Right? So the first cinematic thing that new players see when they start playing Warframe, right? Almost nothing in that trailer reflects anything that actually happens in the game. There were Grineer in there with like golden trimmings and shit. Where are they? We've never seen them before. Your Kubro certainly doesn't take any commands from you. They also don't even really help in battle. Unless running over to them and reviving them constantly is some kind of assistance that we're unaware of, right? Which it isn't, okay? It also makes it seem like Kubros are like essential, like they're your actual companion, which they also aren't. You're shooting ships out of the sky and fighting on a battlefield with several Tenno and stuff like that, and there's like war all around you. That also doesn't happen. More importantly, and a little bit more into the lore, the lady that you see in that intro, right? We don't know who the hell this lady is, or where she came from, or what she's doing, or why she's there, or what she did after that. And this is the first thing you see as a new player. You start playing Warframe today, and you're introduced to this woman that, I guess, accidentally, perhaps, awakened a Tenno, I guess, or whatever, and then you're awakened and you go about your business in the rest of the game. You never hear from that woman again until the new war? Huh? What? What I'm saying is that the introduction video to the game is a false representation of what actually happens in the game, okay? It's like that intro is the intro from another Warframe from a parallel universe, but not from our universe's Warframe, okay? That's what it feels like. It doesn't really match up with what Warframe is about. It doesn't even match up with the rest of the quests you play after you start playing the game, right? Nothing. And that strikes me as a little bit odd. Not bad, but odd. Now, if you look at that old quest, or not old quest, but that introduction video, and this new war video, it's the same lady, it's the same style, it's super epic. Can we really trust and believe and expect that the gameplay, the actual gameplay, is going to have anything to do with that video that we saw? I think not. That doesn't mean that it's bad, and that also doesn't mean that the new war quest is going to be a bad one. No, not at all. It just makes me wonder, what's going to happen to the future of Warframe. As you guys may know, I mentioned a while ago something from Josh Strife Haynes, or whatever the rest of his name is, Josh Strife anyways. He really found the perfect words to describe the game type that Warframe is, and that is parasitic game, or parasitic game design. All right, it's not an insult or something derogatory or something to demean the game or devalue the game. It's just really nice two-word way to describe everything that is wrong and has been wrong with Warframe. Warframe being a great game as it is and everything, but it just should be somewhere far different. And parasitic game design is the perfect word to describe that, okay? So every time Warframe does an update, it should normally, like with many other games, progress somehow. An update should raise the value of the game. It should introduce new things for players to invest, not waste, but invest their time into, okay? If a game does not do that, for example, when a game does an update, and for the sake of that update, they create new resources and hide new rewards behind farming those resources, then it devalues everyone's time because everyone starts from scratch to basically farm up stuff that is irrelevant and kind of trivial outside of that particular quest. AKA, once you finish the quest, you're back to square one. You're like, okay, well, that was nice. Now what do I do? Nothing is left in the game of substance. And this ebb and flow of bringing players back with hype trains and stuff like that, and all of that can be considered parasitic game design. So looking at this new war trailer, it makes me wonder, is that what is going on again? Is this the final uppercut of hype that DE is putting out there to get players excited and really in the mood to play the new war? If so, great. It's cool. It does a good job at doing that. But will the new war, A, be represented at all in any way, shape, or form in comparison to what that video showed us? And B, will the new war leave anything of substance in the game for us? Here's why I, unfortunately, for right now, think no. We know for a fact that the plains of Eidolon are going to change. We know for a fact that the plains of Eidolon, the landscape is going to change. The Tower Unum will be destroyed. We'll have some Orphix Venom things out there and whatever, you know. We have Kal that is going to be playing through there and stuff like that, right? So the plains of Eidolon are going to be changed. We also know that that DE has a message in place before you start the new war quest that you have to commit to it, right? They say that it's going to take a couple of hours, roughly, to finish that quest. Now, doesn't that also imply that after finishing the new war, that the plains and everything else that has been changed for the sake of that chapter in Warframe goes back to normal? Isn't that what that would imply? We also know that it won't be replayable at first. So, does that mean that after we played the new war, that nothing new, nothing of substance will be left in the game for us to do after the quest? Is that what that might mean? It might. I hope not, of course, but it might. Do we really have any reasons, as of right now, to believe that there is going to be something of substance left behind by the new war? So these things have me a little bit freaked out. A tiny bit, not because any of these things are bad or something. No. Like I said, I don't want to devalue what we're going to get. I'm pretty sure that the quest is going to be great and enjoyable. But so far, all the information that we have implies that there may not be all that much left after the new war, as in new things to do, new game modes, for example, a slightly altered game design, maybe a reason to continue playing Warframe frequently after finishing the new war. Because there is a lack of that indication, I'm a little bit worried. New War is going to be great, but once it's finished, you log off and go back to playing anything else, pretty much. Maybe. That's the fear. That's not my prediction, that's just the fear. I also have a slight worry. When DE says it's going to take you guys hours to finish the quest, that makes me really nervous. No offense, but we all know that when it comes to analyzing what players are capable of and what kind of a game we think we're playing versus what kind of a game Digital Extremes think we're playing, DE is super delusional. No offense, but I mean that's just a fact. They're completely out of touch. So when DE says this is going to take you hours, then either in reality it's only going to take us 30 minutes, right? Unless of course we stop to gaze at the volumetric lighting on each tile for 30 minutes each. Then yeah, sure, then it'll probably take us hours. It's either that kind of a situation, or DE has found a way to artificially slow us down from completing the quest, which is what they really like doing. You say, nah, that's crazy. That would sound dumb. That would be parasitic game design, you may say. Well, may I remind you of the Silver Grove quest, the one where you farm Titania. What were we doing in order to build Titania? We were running around the entire star chart looking for plants, freaking flowers, to scan. Not just once, but dozens of times each, until we scanned enough, collected enough of those plants to assemble the parts for the frame. Yeah, that took a long time, a fairly long time. Not because it was fun and enjoyable gameplay, but because it was a freaking witch hunt, right? Or as Germans would call it, a Schnitzeljagd. Schnitzeljagd game design, right? There was another one, recent. Yorelli's quest also artificially stretched the playtime. Limbo? Yeah, Limbo also, yeah. So when DE says it'll take you guys hours to finish this, I'm worried that there's something like that in there. Let's hope for the best and that it isn't that. So it worries me very much that at the moment there are reasons to believe that the new war will be this way instead of that way. If it's this way, operator, game's dead. The community will be very, very upset. They'll play the quest, and after that they'll say, fuck it, right? But if it's the other way, then it could potentially give the game the new wind that it needs to proceed on into 2022 and thrive again. And because it's so important, it really worries me. At the end of the day, it all is speculation. And the only reason why I discuss these kinds of things, because at the end of the day, I really don't care how hyped or unhyped you guys are with the game. I'm going to wait for it humbly, and I'm going to play it, and I'm either going to enjoy it very much, or I'm going to enjoy it okay, or I'm not going to enjoy it at all, and after I'm done with it, I'll be on my way and I'll be good to go. It doesn't change my opinion or my experience with the game if you guys like it more or less. That doesn't matter to me. But because I do ultimately want this game to thrive and I want what's best for the game, I'd rather discuss these kind of things to kind of give you guys a reality check of sorts, just to keep your expectations in line. Because if you go into the game fairly neutral and you're like, okay, I'm looking forward to this thing, I don't expect it to be the greatest thing I've ever experienced in my entire life, but it'll probably be alright, and you go into it like that, then it has potential to blow you away. If you go in there expected to be blown away with the best thing the universe has ever seen, then you're setting yourself up to be disappointed. And I think that can be averted for the most part if you just have a quick reality check before the time comes. The main problem is that you have newer players that started a year ago, a month ago, 2 years ago, or whatever. A fairly large pool of that demographic of players who don't really see it as that terrible. They still have quests to do, they still have Warframes to farm, they're not MR30 yet, and stuff like that. They still have things to do, and they're still kind of very distracted with, shit, there's so much to do, I'm busy, And Warframe is really good at distracting you, right? But then on the other side, you have players who have been playing the game for years now. They've been MR max for years now, And the only thing that they have left to focus on is what actual substance of gameplay DE brings. And when you're in that state, on that side of the pond, looking at the game's development, you very quickly and easily realize, ain't that much there. You know? I also used to get hyped when a new weapon was announced. Ooh, shit, that Boltor looks dope. Can't wait to get that thing. Bolt enemies to the walls. Ooh, that's dope, man. Damn, that assault rifle looks cool. A Wraith Karak. Oh yeah, man, I gotta get my hands on that. I used to get hyped about that shit too, until I started to realize, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm using the same 3 builds on over 300 guns. Wait a minute, I'm using the same 2 builds on over 150 melees. Wait a minute, almost every Warframe, every Warframe is capable of completely dominating everything in the game. Huh. You know? But you have to get to that point first before you can see that. So you always have these guys that they're both right in their respective state in the game, right? But they're constantly combating each other. It's an unfortunate situation. It really is. And it could be fixed fairly easily. Not very fast, but easily. Fairly easily. Banana King, hello. By the way, Jizo, thank you for being one of the content creators that keeps it real, my man. You do keep it real. I keep it 124/7. Yeah. That was a really silly way to say it, but yes. I have paid dearly for being so honest, but it's not gonna stop me from being honest. Fuck it. I don't care. People don't want to hear the truth. Don't watch my shit. It's that easy. It's that simple. If that means my channel is going to die because out of 150,000 people, only 5,000 are capable of taking the truth and being open-minded and discussing things, so be it.